So Google Stadia already being released and people are being complaining about it. I knew from the very beginning that this is gonna be a big problem for Google because they advertise that you're gonna be playing games remotely on their servers at 4K 60 frames per second when you pay for that. Normal users, the no payment usage will be running at 1080p 60 frames per second, no problem whatsoever. This in terms of what the technology is right now in terms of switches, and the technology they have on the data center is impossible because they have AMD video cards. And even with the latest RTX 2080 Ti or the Titan RTX, because we're doing the test here, for example, the Red Dead Redemption is not gonna work at 4K 60 frames per second. We tested that, and that's with the machine in house. So imagine when you have to remotely connect to that machine and power out. So that's the first light right there. But the other thing is that people get on the hype right now because they're thinking about the Google Stadia is the future of gaming, and it's not. This thing happening for a few years ago. I remember playing 2017. I already have personally access to NVIDIA GeForce Now, which was the same kind of service that Google has, but it was in the cloud from NVIDIA, and you don't pay nothing. It was free to use, and NVIDIA is improving every day, and this thing is getting better and better and better. Now, the only thing is that NVIDIA they didn't talk about that much, like Google's doing, but if you look at what they offer, is the best on the market. You can have your own machine, let's say your computer connected, and access to your game in-house locally and remotely, and you can also have the experience of GeForce Now, so you can access the game on their servers, install the game on their computers and play them. I tested out all those games, the different games. I tested out different games, and the performance is playable. I mean, it's 1080p 60 frame, very good graphics, and the video card actually, most of the time the video card you get right there, I don't know which one exactly is, but at least he said that I have the 24 gigs of RAM on those video cards. So it could be maybe most possibly a quad video card, but it could be a Titan RTX. So you get a top of the line video card without paying nothing. You get a lot of games for free, like all the games for free, like Fortnite, Apex Legends, all these games you play for free. And then on top of that, you can connect your Steam account, you can connect your Origin account and playing all your games that you already have. So I did set up here for me at home. So I have my personal GPU gaming cloud service. And let me show you what I have. So this here is a small server I have. It's a computer with the i9-9900K, 2 Titan RTXs, and one of those cards running a machine with Linux, Ubuntu 18.04, is just for deep learning, and the other one is running Windows with all the installation for gaming. I have GeForce Now streaming, and I have on my living room my NVIDIA Shield, because you need NVIDIA Shield in order to access your game here. I can connect remotely to the servers using a VPN. So if I'm outside of my network, I connect VPN here to on my router. So I connect the VPN to my router, and automatically I get the games. Now since I'm inside my local network, I can connect to any machine, in this case the gaming machine. So let me show you here where I actually have the setup I have on my computer, so you can see how this thing is working, the GPU cloud, so you can build your own gaming cloud servers at home and you can remotely connect to it. Let's jump to the computer. So the first thing you need to have is, of course, a gaming computer. You need to have already a pre-built computer, and then you're gonna install Onraid on it. Onraid is a software that allows you to create VMs and different, and also for storage, of course, but in this case, we're gonna be using for VMs. I usually have a machine with 2 Titan RTXs, and I use one Titan to connect to create a VM with Linux, where I do all my deep learning works, and the second one I use it for gaming. So I create another VM with Windows and install NVIDIA drivers and everything, and then I install all my games on that VM. That allows me to remotely connect to that computer and use it. That Windows 10 machine has a server, so I can use it as a GPU cloud. So let me show you my server here for a second. So this is Onraid. This is Onraid what I have. So as you can see here, with my VMs, I have 2 of them, Linux and Windows. Linux is already running right now with 1 GPU, 6 cores, 16 GB and 60 GB HDD. And the Windows 10 I have the same. I have 6 cores, just 1 GPU. You don't need more than 6 cores when you're gaming actually. 16 gigs of RAM, I can increase that if I want, because my total is 64, so I can increase that if I want. 16 gigs of RAM and 250 GB just for the hard drive, the main hard drive. But if you need more drive, you can just connect one more drive to the computer, and then on shares you create a hard drive for those, for let's say this share you created here for gaming, and it will access all the games. Now, this computer have a 3 hard drive on the main. Let me show you this. So on main, what I have is 3 hard drive. One is a parity drive and 2 disks. What it means, if I lose one of my drives, it can be recovered by this one. So it's redundant and it's working perfect. The good thing with this is all 3 drives, one is an NVMe and the other 2 as SSD Samsung Evo. So the performance is great once you install gamings, and also when you load the game is pretty fast compared with a normal hard drive. That's what I'm using this. Okay, so once you are in my VM, the first thing you need to do is install NVIDIA drivers, install everything, you know, Ethernet, everything is working fine. After you install your games, then you need to create, you need to have access to the computer some way, because you need to have, they say you want to install, you want to delete things, or use your computer as a normal Windows PC. For that, what I did is install a remote application called AnyDesk. I installed inside Windows, so I can control my Windows machine from my laptop. And I want to show you that. So here, let me close that. So I'm going to start for the beginning. So this is AnyDesk. I already configured my machine to connect. And once I open this app, the Windows machine is going to be running 24/7 because I use it as a server. So I just click on that and it will automatically connect to my machine. And it would automatically connect to my machine. Right now I had a game open. I'm going to close that. And then, as you can see here, once you are inside, I can open this bigger, but the good thing is I can play any game at even 4K, because since I don't have my video card connected to any monitor, I just have a dummy HDMI at the back that it can be optimized up to 4K. I can play any games on my TV, which support 4K HDR. It will automatically pops up and open like that. So for example, here I have Apex Legends, Need for Speed, Star Wars, and as you can see, the desktop is really responsive. So you can do any tasks here. You can work with your computer like you normally do with your Windows PC, and then having Mac OS, and this will be a powerful computer, which at the end is taking all the power from that computer, so your Macintosh or your MacBook Pro will not utilize any power, and the battery life will be amazing, will last for longer. So here, as you can see, I have a 9900K, but with 6 core, I have 16 gigs of RAM, and let me show you the graphics. So once you click manage, and you can see that my graphic is it's an NVIDIA Titan RTX. So I passed through the GPU to the VM, and it's working like a normal PC. Of course, you have a downtime. Of course, you're not gonna get the full performance like on a normal build, but for my test, what you lose is just maybe 5% drops in frame, which is not a huge deal when you have this kind of setup. Okay, so the next thing you need to do is install your Origin account, your Steam account, all the games, and then upload the GeForce Now experience. This is where you're gonna put all your games that you can be accessible from the Shield. So the first thing you need to do is, once you open your GeForce Now, you see that though it won't have any game here. So you go to settings, then go to games. Go to Shield, and then here you're gonna allow your PC to stream game Shield devices. So you click on that, and automatically you can now connect to this PC to remote play any game. You can play any game on Steam, any game Origin, Blizzard. So all your accounts in one place, you can play it. Okay, so if you do not see your game here, the only thing you need to do is add your game, look for the path of the game, click on the exit, click for the file, and then press open. Okay, once this part is done, you should now see your games on the NVIDIA Shield, and you don't need to do anything else here. You can control your game from NVIDIA Shield. You will have like a normal experience. So now that you have everything set up, the only thing you need to do is go to NVIDIA Shield. Go to NVIDIA Shield, you see the NVIDIA GeForce application. Once you see there, your computer will automatically pops up, and once you are inside, you will see all your games that you can play from your local computer, and also the games that GeForce Now offer on their server. And you will see that this is the best way to do it. Forget about Google Stadia, forget about Xbox Cloud, which is gonna be good. It's gonna be better than Stadia 10 times. And but the breakdown will be like this. First place is NVIDIA Shield. NVIDIA performance games remotely is the best I have tried. until today. The second one, it will be Xbox Cloud, but remember PlayStation already have this server. So Google is trying to catch up and do something here. They call it the future of gaming, which is not actually. This has been happening like 5 years ago. I've been using this server since 2017 from Nvidia, and it was working perfect with me with my Mac, which at that time the Mac wasn't that powerful enough with the video card, and I was using the server, the GeForce Now, to play a lot of games like the GTA 5, and all this gameplay perfectly on my Mac without using the power of it, which is important. So I don't think Google Stadia is a way to go. I think it's expensive because you have to pay just for the application. It's free, yeah, but 4K is a lie. That's not possible with this time technology we have on the cell phone, the 4G LTE. Maybe that could happen over the 5G, but we have to wait for it. And on top of that, they asking you to pay for games, so they're not giving you any game for free. You need to pay for the game, storage on the cloud, and play on the cloud, which is I don't think is something smart to do. You better pay like a subscription for Microsoft xCloud. It's an amazing thing because you pay subscription like Netflix, and then you watch or you play any game you want. With Nvidia, they also offer free games, and you can have access to your own GPU cloud. So if you have a machine with a powerful GPU, a 2080 Ti, or even a 2070, 2060 will work for you. I recommend you to create your own GPU cloud that you can work at home and have a minimalist house. So you have, like I have here my server room with my computers and for deep learning, for Linux, for gaming, and then I control everything from my laptop. And if I want to play games, I just go to my living room with a small Nvidia Shield, sit there and play any game I want. And the best thing is that you can play at highest setting possible, that you cannot of course do it on a console, and you cannot of course do it on a Google Stadia. You cannot play 4K games at 60 frames per second. That's a lie. A highest setting is impossible. Okay, I hope you like this video. If you really like, leave it in the comment below. Keep tuned for the next video where we're gonna be testing the Nvidia Shield with different games, so you can see the performance and frames and how responsive is to play on it. Leave a comment below of any other video you want to watch on this channel, and I see you on the next one. Bye bye.